Hey everyone, Phil and Jack here from Warhammer Online, and today we are playing Sylvaneth versus Ogor Mawtribes, more or less Beastclaw Raiders, but you know, hashtag we'll get more models in the army soon, and the mission is Starstrike.
Warhammer Online, the home of Wargaming.
Well, thanks for joining us again. I think this is issue 13 of the lockdown series.
Yep.
Trying to think of a word. We're a little bit, some background, we're a little bit tired. I've mentioned I've been completely overhauling the studio. We've done a video actually, which may have been released by now, which kind of talks through how we set up for battle reports and stuff.
Yeah.
It's probably gone out 2 or 3 days before this one. And I've just been completely rebuilding the studio, much to Jack's frustration, because he really wants me to get my Iden of Deepkin painted. But we're here. After completely dismantling and rebuilding the studio, it's back.
Yep.
What have we got? We've got Sylvaneth, no Alariel.
No, Tree Lords.
And Beastclaw Raiders, really.
Yeah.
It is Ogor Mawtribes, because that's the book.
Yeah,
But
yeah, it's kind of like, this was my first Age of Sigmar army.
I think it was. It was
So,
your first
yeah,
completed 2,000 points, wasn't it?
And I only have 2,000 points, but I do have some ogres somewhere.
Ogres on
Somewhere
foot.
amongst all of this, we have some ogres on foot, which I will get painted up eventually for this army, just to flesh it out a bit. But for now, we are just fatties on angry moo cows.
Yeah, and you've bought ogres.
Yes, yeah, and there's some ogres in there.
Right, before we go anywhere, huge thank you as ever to the support we've been receiving. It's very heartening to have such positive comments. The whole lockdown situation is tough on everybody. We are completely isolated. Due to my wife, she's a at-risk person, so we're kind of in the home constantly as well. So not even trips out to the shop. But saying that, we know that everybody's in similar situations, and some less fortunate than ourselves. At least we've got the ability to keep playing games and those kind of things. And we've been doing hobby groups and stuff like that to keep in touch with people as they do their hobby. But the response we've had from the community to these battle reports has really kind of, I think, pushed us to make the decision that we're going to focus in terms of a channel on battle reports, really. We still might do some live shows, and I want to do some giveaways. We've got quite a lot of stuff I'd like to run as a giveaway. Yep. So we'll start to do that. I might run that towards the premium members of the website, and, you know, every now and then some to the YouTube subscribers as well. But, and, you know, I might turn what was the Monday musing show into a monthly musing, so we do like a once-a-month live show. Yeah. And of course, we still do have the Combat Gauge podcast, which, you know, due to the studio being rebuilt, has been delayed for a couple of weeks. But we're back up and running again. And this time, if I was to pan the camera, there's actual walls and stuff. Last time there wasn't. Which is good news. So yeah, there we go. Why don't we get into the mission and have a look at the armies?
Yep. Okay, today, guys, we're going to be playing Starstrike. Now, Starstrike's pretty simple. There isn't any objectives at the start, but at the start of the second battle round, an objective drops along the centre line. As you can see there, you roll the 2d6 and corresponds to where it will land. And then at the start of the third battle round, halfway up between each player's territory, as you can, again, there's another line there you can see, an objective drops down in each territory. And how you score these is, you know, classic normal way of scoring war models within 6 inches. But you gain victory points based on the turn round. So if it's battle round 3, you get 3 points. If it's battle round 4, you get 4 points. Battle round 5, you get 5 points.
Excellent.
And apart from that, it's just, that's all.
Cool.
Okay guys, today I'm taking 2,000 points of Ogor Mawtribes, basically Beastclaw Raiders, but I'm taking the Boulderhead Mawtribe today, and I've got my Frostlord on Stonehorn. He is the general, and he has both the command trait and artifact from the Boulderhead Mawtribe, and I've also given him the Black Clatterhorn mount trait. Battle line, I have a unit of 4 Mournfang with their Culling Clubs and Iron Fists, and a unit of 4 Mournfang behind them with Gargant Hackers. And then to the side of that, I have a Stonehorn Beast Rider. I also have a Thundertusk Beast Rider, just for a bit of range in the army. And my last battle line is 4 more Mournfang with Gargant Hackers. And then lastly, I have 6 Frost Sabers, just to scurry around and grab some objectives.
For my 2,000 point Sylvaneth list, I am taking the Glade Gnarl route, and I've also taken the Battalion Lords of the Clan. Forming in that is a Tree Lord Ancient, who's my general. It's got the command trait Nurtured by Magic. The artifact is the Vespral Gem. Yep, I've fallen in love with that one. And the Deepwood spell is Virtuous Harmony. Accompanying him is another Tree Lord Ancient with the Deepwood spell Regrowth. And then also I have Spirit of Dirthu, a sneaky hidey Branch Wraith with the artifact Chalice of Nectar and the Deepwood spell Tree Song. My battle line is 20 Dryads, 2 units of 5 Tree Revenants, a unit of Kurnoth Hunters with Greyswords, and a unit with Scythes. And I promise I do have another set of Kurnoth Hunters in the post on the way to me. Finally, in the Behemoth slot, I have a Tree Lord, which of course was required to fill out the Battalion Lords of the Clan. I also have the endless spells of Spite Swarm Hive and the Vengeful Skull Rule for a change. Having a quick look at deployment, Jack, I think I won the roll-off, didn't I? So I picked sides and, of course, had to start to drop first. But you were less drops than me, no matter what, anyway. With no idea where the objectives are, so you'll see quite a symmetrical layout. Big defense line in the centre there. I'm an inch back from the front line. I know that you guys can do the 15-inch and the 2d6-inch charge.
Still quite a way.
It's quite a way, but so I've added an inch. I could have come further back, but, you know, just have to see. 2 Kurnoth Hunters on the flanks, just in case you were to slam into that middle rank, you'd probably forget it a little bit. The formation here with the 2 Tree Lord Ancients and the Tree Lord Dirthu punching up the front. Again, if you were to tag either of those units, there's a risk you drag him into combat, which you definitely don't want to do. You know, teleporting Revenants at the back here, pretty much protected. You have to go all the way around there. You might be lucky on the charge, you might not, but either way, they're for late game jumping on an objective, really. You don't have a lot of bodies. So 5 models count in this.
But remember, I am ogres.
No.
I am ogres. So my big guys are 10 models, and then everybody else is 2.
Even so. I mean, 5 models. You know, the biggest unit you've got is 8 models. Then, in effect. So, well, okay,
well,
no,
10 because of the hero.
All right, I can't do basic math. What do you want to do? Tell me about your deployment.
I did pretty much the same. My big boss in the middle, kind of where he wants to go. Stonehorn out on that side. Just some Mournfang wherever, and the dogs just in the middle waiting to grab my backline objective, just because that's what dogs do. And, you know, I kind of thought I'd go for a unit of 6 of them now, because with ogres being able to hold objectives better... Yep. Like, they're now a bigger threat on an objective rather than 2, which just gets removed straight away, so...
And this is where I've dropped the woods before the game got started, and I've also chosen those to be my... place of power, so that gives me the ball. These guys, by the way, I should mention, are within 6 inch of the woods as well, and the Branch Wraith is scurried away, hidden in the building, but still within 12 inch of the woods there.
Yep.
See you later with some more Dryads. Okay, that's it for the... Right, Jack, you finished dropping first?
Yeah. I think just because it's like ogres and I don't want to run up and then just get hit, so I'm going to let you go first. You know, it's kind of more like, I think the double turn would be better to have rather than to go against. I'm not going to get in range anyway, so what's the point?
Yeah, I can see. You'd overstretch yourself to go for that first turn charge, hang back.
Exactly.
And you're pretty deadly once you get going, so the fact I'm probably going to get away with dropping another wood or 2 isn't really put you off,
that's the only risk, but it's
all right.
What it is.
Well, there we are. Sylvaneth, turn 1.
Yeah.
Here we go, going into my hero phase then. I get a command point.
Yep.
Result.
So you're up to 2 now.
Branch Wraith is going to go for Rouse to Wrath using the Chalice of Nectar. So 3d6, pick the highest 2. Wow, that goes off on the 12.
Yeah, I don't have any wizards.
You don't have any wizards?
No.
Oh, it's going to be a magic frenzy.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, then I need to place 10 dryads within that wood. We'll come back to that, though. I think that's fine. The Tree Lord Ancient.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a point as well. He can use his once per game ability, can't he, to put a wood there. We're going to have to measure to see whether we can fit it in. But I'd really like to drop one there with 24 inch. So he's going to go for the Verdant Blessing.
Yeah.
Tree Lord Ancient with Verdant Blessing going off on a 7, and I fluff it on a 6.
Yeah, that doesn't go off then.
Okay, so I'm going to have to place a wood. I'm okay with that.
Yep.
I think that's about it for Hero Phase.
Okay.
Do I spend the command point now for the reroll
Spirit
save?
Song. If I double you, it could be useful.
Let's go with that. I'll spend my command point for Heed the Spirit Song. Okay, that's it. Into movement. I'm going to drop these woods down. The dryads down, and we're also going to see if we can get these woods in place first before we move on. Okie doke then, as we go into movement, did manage to get some trees in there. There's 1 inch gap there, there's 1 inch gap there, and that's 17.5 inches there from the Tree Lord Ancient here. So nicely tucked within. Thank goodness you don't have such crazy restrictions as the start of the game. Okay, dryads are in there as well, and I think just going into the movement, the first thing I'm going to do is, do they have to go at the start of the turn? I believe
no,
so,
it's just instead of their move.
It's just instead of their move.
the Tree Lords which have to go at the start.
You know what,
of the
though?
turn.
I'm still going to do them. The Tree Lords do have to go at the start of the turn, but none of the Tree Lords within it. The Kernoth Hunters can't use it if the Dryads are using it. So I'm going to move the Dryads now because we'll put a screen up around those woods.
Okay.
There we go. Nice little Dryad-shaped screen in there. These Kernoth Hunters are going to run. They get 3, giving them an 8-inch move. That's more than enough for them to just relocate into the mobile forest.
Okay.
Relocate into there. Not gonna get too crazy. You're going to do a lot of damage on your way through, no doubt. Be bad news if you double turn me, but it can happen. Let's move Durthu. He's just going to move across a little bit.
Okay.
Again, I just want him closer, and I definitely want him within 6 inches of the woods, just from a teleporting point of view. These Dryads are going to
run.
Yeah, run, I think.
Leg it.
5 inch. Giving them...
It's a 14-inch
14-inch move.
No, 12-inch move.
12-inch move. Goodness me, Jack. Yeah, all they're going to do is to start to create a screen across there. In fact, actually, let's push forward a little bit. No. Let's still make you work for that first turn. Just in case. These Tree Lord and Tree Lord Ancient, you know what? Right now, until I know where the objective is, they are just going to spread out a bit and stay further back as well. I don't want you using any of your charges to bounce onto me. I might actually start heading over here, thinking about it. Just give them a couple of inches. They're going to start moving that way. He's going to move just a couple more inches that way.
You're breaking up the group.
Breaking up the gang. The Kernoth Hunters. Just going to come back a bit. I could roll for the run as well, but I've only gone for 5 or 6 inches there anyway. So, right. And the Branch Wraith. Just moving her back a little bit. Because I still don't want you to have access to her, but she wants to be within 12 inches of the woods. That, my friend, is a rather timid first turn.
It was to be expected.
With no shooting, no charging, no combats. I think that's it for my turn 1. I'm expecting some pain now. But that was inevitable. The question is whether
Yeah.
you can do enough damage to me in turn 1 and possibly if you double me. Knowing that, you know, I've got some pretty hard units to countercharge you
It's
with.
the big old stomps which scare me.
Yeah, of course. And there's 3 Tree Lords in this, so we'll see. 4 Tree Lords, sorry, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, over to you, turn 1.
Cool. Okay, start Beast Squad Raiders turn 1. I gain a command point, and that's about it. I don't have any hero phase stuff to do.
Okay.
So we just move into movements. Okay, starting off there, my entire army are more than 3 inches away from you, so I am hungry. So plus 2 inch move.
Hungry
on my
hippo.
whole army. So
Have you got one of those more pots somewhere?
I do somewhere, but it's not painted. And it doesn't.
What does it do for you?
It gives you like a 30-inch aura of a D3 heal. But you need a hero near it. And of course, all my heroes are on big angry moo cows. So normally,
in this list, I get
But I mean, it works well with butchers and stuff. But,
okay. 26, 27 inches.
So he's going to move up like that to here.
Yeah.
That means he can.
Oh, shooting. Okay.
Yeah, he can get his dirty snowball off.
Yep.
This unit moving 11 inches, just kind of spreading out.
No run. Just spreading out. Waiting for the Starstrike. Yeah.
Kind of holding back a bit almost. Just.
Well, it makes sense to broaden your battlefront really, given the star could come down anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. My general moving up to there. This guy's going to move up to here.
No, I don't mean to cast dispersions on your creatures.
Yeah.
But that snow is looking decidedly yellow.
Yeah. It's starting to go a bit. I was noticing that. I've done it was like years ago I've done this powdered snow and it's just got a bit off.
It's gone yellow, hasn't it?
Yeah, this unit running.
Right.
They've got plenty. Gets them up
That
to-
looks scary as hell.
Yeah.
I have to say that this looks scary as hell.
Kind of just acting as a screen. I've kind of occupied the midfield, you know. My big monsters are 10 bodies, so it's hard.
I've got to bring it to you, haven't I?
The dogs are staying at the back. And then with that, it's into movements. Into charges now, sorry. Okay, my Thunder Tusk is going to do his Frosty Breath onto the Dryad, so you're 20 models. So
this is your shooting phase,
Yeah.
I
I did forget about shooting. So this is 12 dice, doing mortal wounds on a 4.
Okay. Wowza.
That one's cocked.
This looks like an average roll for you, yeah? So is that 12 mortal wounds?
10.
10, that's average
10
for you on
mortal
4
wounds.
up.
Yeah. Now you know what it's like.
1, 2, 3,
Flame
4,
spitter.
5.
Power.
Nice shooting attack.
Yeah, that was better than expected.
Well, it's average for you.
Yeah.
On a 4 up, 12 dice. Average for you is 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's fair.
That's how my averages work.
Yeah.
These Mornfang.
1,000.
No, that's a 4, which
Oh, they fluffed
becomes
it.
a 5.
They fluffed
They're
it.
just out.
Do you want me to do a more
I do
accurate
have
measurement?
1 command point from my general.
Okay. Yes, you are definitely out on 5.5.
Yeah, okay. So I will spend a command point to re-roll it. Yeah,
There you
I
go.
get it there. So they're just going in
Okay.
like that. And then Mornfang charge, I get to roll 7 dice. And 6 is to a mortal wound. Just 2 mortal wounds, so 2 dice.
Mortal wounds. Okay, your activation, Jack.
Yep, so Mornfang's going to go. I'm doing the mount attacks first. I'm -1 to hit. So the mount hits on 5s.
Because of Blessings of the Forest, of course, yeah.
That wasn't very good. 2 hits out of all of that. And then wounding on 3s. 1 save at -1 rent, so 1/6 up.
Goes at 5.
So that's 2 damage because I charged. And then all the clubs now hit on 4s. And then wound on 3s. Wow. 1 save at no rent.
1 5 up save.
Goes through, so that's 4 damage. So it kills 4 of them off.
Okay.
Sorry, 2 damage, so it kills 4 of them
Yeah,
off.
4 in total, yeah. Okay, Dryads activating and attacking back. I've only got 4 of them left. They pile in, so that gives me 8 attacks on 4s and 4s. So
Yep.
hitting on 4s.
Wow.
Okay, decent roll. Wounding on 4s.
Wow.
Wow, 5 wounds.
4 up armor on Morn Fangs. 4 go through. Takes 1 down to 2 wounds.
End of combat.
Yep.
Battle shock. I'll spend the command point over here to save the remaining 10 in that unit.
Yep.
That's all of my command points gone, and I'll need to do a battle shock over there into that unit of 6.
Yep.
I just need to check. I know that I can get a bonus to leadership
from
him, but I'm not sure what the range is, so give me a second.
Yep.
No bonus to bravery because it's wholly within 12. The rule, by the way, is champion of the Everqueen's will.
Yep.
Okay, so bravery, it's D6, and dryads are on a 6 bravery, so I am...
lost 6, so you're losing D6 more.
I'm losing D6 more. Looking for a low roll. And I just roll exactly how many's left. End of your turn.
Yeah, that's everything.
Starstrike?
I mean, yeah, nobody scores points, but we have to roll for the start.
Here we go for the Starstrike, 2D6.
It's
10.
10.
Wow,
Sorry, I
right by
lost
these
maths
woods.
there. Cool.
Right by these woods. Okay. Here we go for the roll off for turn 2. 5.
4. That's sad.
Yeah, what's also sad is, by the way, that's my dice. I've got them in the wrong order.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Does that mean you've won, even though that's the dice I rolled?
Yeah, that's how we're going to play it.
It's going to have to be.
It's going to have to be.
Okay, despite the fact that the dice comes are in the wrong order.
I'm going to take the turn.
Fun fact, I've labelled the cameras right-hand dice cam and left-hand dice cam. And
still got it wrong.
Yeah, because you have to place the dice facing north, not south.
Yeah.
That's the way it goes. Cardinal rule there. I did indeed win the roll off, and of course, given there's a massive middle ground, there's no opportunity to put some dryads on there and take it. So I'm certainly going to try.
Cool.
So yeah, I will take turn 2.
Okay.
Right, here we go. Sylvaneth turn 2. I'm going to take the turn, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
There's points to be gotten and grabbed. First off, let's go for Rouse to Wrath from the Branch Wraith. I need to know whether I've got 10 more dudes to deal with. And that goes off on a 10. I can pick that because of the Chalice.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 10 more Dryads in the wood. Let's drop them in there.
Nice.
Okay, so that's 10... Dryads. I had to think for a minute there. I'm just thinking, have I left room for the Kernoff Hunters? Yes, I have, because I was worried that my Dryads were in the way, if you know what I mean, because I've still got to keep out a 9-inch. I think this Tree Lord Ancient here, then, is going to go for the Spike Swarm Hive.
Yep.
Goes off on a 7, so yes.
So.
Yeah, it does. Spike Swarm Hive is a 7. You've got no way of stopping it, have you?
No.
Okay, let's get that set up. I'm going to drop it. I don't know if you can see on the map. You can actually, just on the side there. So I'm dropping it just there, which puts my Kernoff Hunters, Dirthu, and this Tree Lord Ancient, and these Revenants is necessary, but I don't think that makes any difference. All within 8 inches of it.
Yep.
So let's do the 2-up ability. I'm going obviously for the plus 3 inch.
Yep.
So the Kernoff Hunters, this is the big one.
Yep.
Yep, they're good. The Dirthu, another big one really. Yeah, he's good. The Tree Lord Ancient, not so big, but I'm glad I got it. And the Revenants, just for completeness sake, 2. Yep, everybody gets the plus 3 inch move and charge.
Cool.
Okay, just realised I should have actually done those dice roll and selected it at the end of the hero phase.
Yeah.
My bad, but okay, I do have one last caster left. Tree Lord Ancient over here.
Yep.
Do I go for the other endless spell? D3 Dryads back into there. I'm not bothered about D3 Dryads, I don't think. Or do I see if I can fit another wood in? Okay, we've had a little faff around to see if we can get any more woods in. These Dryads are in the way of this space here. Just can't fit it in there, so I'm just going to ignore it for now. What I'm going to go with is Virtuous Harmony. You know what? Let's just guarantee it going off, but I do need to roll then to see if I take a mortal wound. And on a 5, I'm good. So Virtuous Harmony
D3.
goes off. So D3 Dryads back to the unit and 3 Dryads. Nice. Okay. I think that's the end of my hero phase.
Okay.
Let's get into movement. We got some. Okay, into my movement phase. Then the Tree Lord Dirthu is going to walk the Spirit Path. He needs to be more than 9 inches away from you. So he's going to pop up. Surprise!
I'll tell you, like, he does have a -1 to hit or in combat.
This guy.
The Thunder Tusk, yeah. So I don't know if you want him to go for the Mornfang and the swords to go for him.
I see your point.
Because his big weapon's quite...
Yeah, maybe he's better off at holding the unit, but can I actually squeeze him in? Because you're going to need to check. I don't.
But
think
you can put him over there.
Oh, that's true. Actually, he does have the charge, doesn't he?
Yeah, he has to be within 6.
There you go. All right. So he's going to go there. Yeah. Okay then, and then the.
Wait.
Oh,
you need to do your tree revs next.
Tree revs are next because that's the start of movement phase. They're going to come and they're just going to be 6 inches away from. 8 inches away from the Spike Swarm.
Yep.
But still staying back. That's good. This unit is also going to use the wave pipes and come over here.
Okay.
And be within 8 inches, but nice and at the back. So that's the option for next turn in terms of.
Oh, also, did you want to
them.
spend your command ability on the Tree Lord Ancient, or are you going to save it for charges?
Yeah, it's 6 up charges. I feel I'm probably going to save it.
Okay.
It gives me 1 reroll.
Yeah.
And it's only a 6 up charge, but
if you fail.
it's not a lot below average.
No.
Excuse me. Right, okay, rest of movements then. These Dryads, what I'm going to do is just come across here a little bit. I want to, if possible, leave room for a wood in the middle of the table if necessary, but we'll see. Crikey.
I was going to say, because now you can do the Kernoth Hunters if you need to get them out of the way.
Yeah, because that's during the movement phase, isn't it? So let's pop the
Yeah.
Kernoth Hunters across. I have to tidy those woods up. I'm going to come over here. Just reposition those because they got battered around a bit. More than 9 inches. Okay, they're good. Trying to remember the range of the attacks on the swords. I think
Just
it's
1.
only 1 inch, isn't
Yeah.
it? So I do want to be in a line just in case. Okay. Tree Lord Ancient. He's got a 5-inch move, hasn't he?
Yep.
Okay, so let's move him 5 inches.
I mean, they've
I'm
got
not sure about taking the Tree Lord Ancient in.
they've got all like the Doom Tendril shots and stuff.
Yeah,
to do
exactly.
anyway,
That's what
don't
I'm
they?
thinking. And again, a 5-inch move from him takes him to there. Just, yeah, it tags him on 12 inches. This Tree Lord Ancient.
And so it might be hard, but remember they've got the 12-inch aura of reroll ones to hit because they're the wizards.
Yeah, exactly.
The only other one who's got that is the.
There's no way, even with a run. Maybe. Plus, I'd be putting the Tree Lord Ancient at dire risk for a lot of counter charges for the sake of reroll ones. Feels like a super risky business, that. Oh, sorry. Movement model. What is that range? 21 inch. So if I wanted to be, let's just assume I put some people into combat there, 12 inch. I need to get 8 inches. So I would need to run him 3 inches. You know what? All I'm going to do is march him up.
Just move him up. It's 5.
And
with
go
an
for the
18.
Doom Tendrils, to go for the Doom Tendril staff. That's the thing. Also, we need to be conscious of his base because I don't want to block my ability to drop a wood in later.
Yep.
That should be enough room. Right, these are going to walk within 6 inches of the woods. And I think she will stay there. Let's teleport. No, I've already done that. I can only do one unit. I got super excited then that I could actually go with 2. Wouldn't it be amazing if you could go with as many as you want?
Yeah.
No, it wouldn't. Not for your opponent. Okay, I think that's it for movement. Into shooting. Okay, going into shooting. Let's get this guy's just clipping 12 inches. So the Tree Lord is going to shoot into that unit. He has the Strangle Roots, which is 5 attacks. I'm within 12 inches of a wizard, so I'm re-rolling hits of 1.
Yep.
And I hit on a 2 at the moment, so this is hitting on 2s, re-rolling 1s. And there's a couple of 1s. But we're all good on the second time round. And this is wounding on 3s. Still only 2 wounds though. -1 rend.
5 up save. Oh, saving both.
Nice. The Tree Lord Ancient hitting on 2. Did I say that's Strangle Roots? I'm not sure whether I called it the Doom Tendril Staff there.
Right.
The Tree Lord Ancient pops his Doom Tendril Staff into you. This is hitting on 2s.
Yep.
Re-rolling once. Okay, so he hits. 3 up to wound. Yes, he wounds. -1 rend.
Save.
D6 damage just goes away. Okay. Next up, the Tree Lord Ancient over here is shooting his Doom Tendril Staff into whatever that thing is called.
Thunder Tusk, I
the
think.
Thunder Tusk, so hitting on 2s, re-rolling 1s. Hits, wounds on a 3. Fails to wound. What an amazing and exciting shooting face for everybody there, folks. Let's not forget the Spirit of Dirthu. He has 6 attacks with a Verdant Blast. He's hitting on 4s. No rerolls, I'm out of range. Wow, 1 hit. Wounding on 3s, which goes through on a 6. You've got a save at -1.
Goes through.
D3 damage. 2 damage.
Okay.
Okay, as we go along to charge phase, is this when it all starts to happen?
Yep.
Tree Lord Ancient.
Is he going to go for it?
I don't know, actually. You know what? Let's do the important ones first. Dirthu, looking for a 6 because he's got a +3 charge. There's a 5.
So he's in.
Well, there's a 10, yeah. So okay, he's good. 13-inch charge. Hold on, hold your horses. That's worth some measuring.
Remember, he likes. You might be too far, but he likes to be wholly within 8 of the forest, doesn't he?
Yeah, and I've given. What's the range of my attacks?
It's a 3-inch, but you have to end within a 1/2 inch.
Yeah, and you are 9 inches away from the forest unless I move it a little bit like that.
Look at that tactical planning right there from me.
Still 9 inches away.
It's almost like...
Yeah, what I'm thinking is I can use my 13-inch charge though to come round
and just
tag you right on the end of the unit in the most annoying way.
Look at him go.
Do apologise for that kind of filth behaviour, but you know, you've got to play the game, haven't you?
Yep.
Okay then, the Kernoff Hunters with swords charging, and they get a 4, so it's not enough.
That's why you had the command point.
And I did save a command point, so discard dice, discard the command point, pick up some dice that are a little bit luckier, and roll 4.
Nice.
That is not good news at all. Okay, I think I'm going to have to put a Tree Lord Ancient into you. Because on the 4-up you fight last anyway.
Yeah.
Chances are I'll get one of the units fighting last, which means my activation's good. Okay, so the Tree Lord Ancient does indeed wade into that unit. And again, I'm going to tag as little as I can. But the reality is because of your shape, I think you're probably going to be alright. Okay. End of charge phase.
Yep.
I think that's it.
Stomps.
Yeah, I was thinking, is there any other units I could actually go for the charge? But there really isn't. So
unless you want those 10 dryads in the forest.
It's a lot. They're a long way out. I could,
10.
12.
Oh, what to them? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what? The Kernoff Hunters are holding the objective, so why not just see if they get a decent charge? No, they don't. They double want it. Before we get into the meat of all of this, let's just do some ground shaking stomps. So the Tree Lord Ancient into this, looking for a 4, and he fails. And then Dirthu into that unit, looking for a 4, and he fails. I'm going to feel this. Oh, it's going to have to be Dirthu. Okay, here we go then. Spirit of Dirthu. This is going to be a painful one. There was no way of keeping him in within 8 inches of the woods anyway.
Yeah.
So I've just had to go for it. Problem is that takes me down to 3 attacks, which is why I decided to limit your ability to attack back. I'm just accepting the fact I'm probably there for a couple of turns.
Yep.
Unless I absolutely look out, can't see it happening. So let's go for the 3 attacks from Dirthu into the unit, hitting on 3s. Wow, 2 go through.
Oh no.
Wounding on 3s.
Oh,
There's almost 2 wounds. 1 wound at -2 rend.
Goes through, so 6 damage.
And that is 6 damage. Then I hit you with a massive impaling talon. On a 2, he fails.
Oh, okay.
Okay. The very reason I bought a spare Tree Lord Ancient is...
Yep, ogres are going to smack them, so these are the club ogres. So hit on 3s. And then wounding on 3s. 2 saves at no rent.
2 saves on the Tree Lord Ancient. That's a 3-up save. 1 goes through.
2 damage.
Okay.
And the... What are they called? The things they're riding. The Mournfang, that's it.
Fine. Come on,
Their
Jack. Get it
tusks.
together.
Wounding on 3s. Okay, that
You can do this.
is 5 saves
What?
at -1.
5 saves at -1, so this is 5 4-up saves. Oh, 1 goes through. And
just-
believe it or not, I rolled 4 6s there.
Just 1 damage because I didn't charge.
So that's 3 damage on him because you failed to charge. Obviously, I'll activate straight back, so let's just get on with this. The Tree Lord Ancient has the massive impaling talon. Hits on a 6.
So that's D6 mortal wounds.
D6 mortal wounds.
D6 mortal wounds.
And then we go for the sweeping
Right,
blows.
do I just do the D6 now?
Oh, sorry, it's D6.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, do it.
Oh.
1.
Right,
There you
okay.
go.
There we go.
Yeah, just 1. Just 1.
Just
Just
one,
one, Jack.
brilliant.
Just 1.
Yep.
D6. Were you worried? Of course
No.
you weren't worried.
No, of course
Because
not.
I was going to roll a 1. Sweeping blows. He's got... oh, wait a minute. He's taken 3 wounds. He's only got 2 sweeping blows left.
Okay.
He is hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s, but he's re-rolling 1s on the hits, which doesn't really matter. Wounding on 3s, both going through at -1 rend. This could hurt
Both
if
go
you
through.
fail. 2d6 damage.
Yep.
8.
Okay. That's 1, 7, 8.
Wow. Okay, well done, Tree Lord Ancient. You did better than Dirthu. That's saying something.
Okay, over here, only 2 of them getting in. He's just out of range for his Gargant Hacker. Hitting on 4s with the hackers. Winning on 3s. Oh, 2 saves at -1.
2 4-up saves on Dirthu. 1 goes through.
3 damage.
Ow!
And then the cows. Not too
No
bad.
need, Jack. No need.
And then 3 more saves at -1 rend.
3 4-up saves. And 1 goes through.
Just 1 damage.
Okay, taking him to 4. There we go, going into Battle Shock. You're good, apparently.
Yeah, because I'm eating, so I'm +2 bravery on everybody.
Okay, so not taking enough damage. Not the turn I was hoping for. I mean, you know, I was
Did
hoping
pretty good over there.
Tree Lord Ancient did well, to be honest.
You're right,
Yeah,
Dirthu
congrats. Dirthu flopped, but it can happen. It can happen if you've not got in near the woods and...
It's one of those, if one more attack went
Yeah,
through, there would
yeah.
have been another dead Mournfang.
Yeah,
and stuff
which
like
would
that.
have helped. Which would have
Yeah.
helped. Wouldn't have helped on the returns because one didn't get into combat anyway.
Yep.
I take the objective for some points.
2 points, because it's turn 2.
It literally turned 2. It's 2s, 2s, 3s,
Yeah.
3s, is it this one? Okay, there you go then. So I take it for 2 points and we go into Ogor Mawtribes, turn 2.
Yep.
Here we go then, hero phase, Jack.
Yep, so I gain a command point, so I'm up to 1 command point. I need to roll for my Everwinters now. So I roll a dice for everybody that's within 3 inches of a Beast Already unit. And if the roll is equal to or less than the battle round, you take D3 mortal wounds. So the Tree Lord
Okay.
Ancient on a 1 or a 2. No.
No.
And Dirthu. No.
No. Okay.
That is all my hero phases, so it's into movements.
Okay, movement, Jack.
Yep, the Thunder Tusk starting off base move of 8, but it's hungry, so
Yeah,
+2 and then
yeah.
+1 from him.
Going wherever
So,
he wants to go.
An 11-inch move, just getting him over
10 models, wow. Just
to
like that.
here.
Boom.
This dude has like a 15-inch move, so it's just enough to get him 3 inches
20
away.
models, just like, well, after charge, but
Yeah.
almost 20 models.
These two Mournfang are going to run and retreat. That's a
Woohoo!
6. That's a 15-inch move.
Run, piggy, run!
Which is just going to get
They're
them.
not really pigs, though, are they? What, like
They're bulls?
Mournfang? They're a bit like angry goats.
Angry goat.
Like goats.
Bulls.
Roided up goats.
Yeah, that's it. This one's got a 14-inch move, which again is just enough to get him 3 inches away.
Okay. You got your eyes on that Tree Lord Ancient. Just remember how
Yeah.
deadly he is, though. You don't want to take that too lightly.
No, not really. These Mournfang have an 11-inch move.
Oh, yeah.
So they're just moving, to get around to like here.
Yeah.
And then they're like conga lining it.
Yeah, I tried to hang back a bit with these guys, but I needed them forward for the shooting, and I was aware that I was giving you a charge opportunity, but we'll see.
Yeah. Okay. Into shooting.
I'm proper cornered. This is
Yeah.
scary. Just dropped the camera on my models, but let's move it on. Shooting.
Yeah, I've got my Thunder Tusk. It's going to do all its
That's
shots.
a lot of dice in your hand,
into
Jack.
Durfee.
Luckily, you've dropped one. I don't mind that, though.
Yeah, but it's only on 6s now to do a mortal wound because you're just a single model. 2 mortal wounds.
Okay. Takes him up to 6 wounds taken. The neutering of Durfu has begun.
I've got my Harpoon Launcher, which misses, and my Chain Trap. Hits.
Which hits. Wow, and that's nasty, isn't it? That
Misses.
Oh, not if
And then whilst I'm there, I've got the Ironlock Pistol from the boss of the Mournfang.
Yeah, that never hits.
It does hit. And it does wound. That's 1 save at -1.
1 4-up save,
Yep.
which I make.
To be expected. Again, he's got his Chain Trap and his Harpoon, both into the Tree Lord, so the Chain Trap hits and wounds, so 1 save at no rend.
No rend, and I pass on a 6.
Harpoon. Yep, misses.
But we know this army is not about the shooting.
Nope, it's about their hungry chargers. So
Charges
the Thunder Tusk.
into the well, it doesn't really
Dryads.
matter. Your point,
He's
yeah.
going to go to the Dryads.
Should we do the 6-inch mortal wound thing? Yeah, we'll do them when you've done your charges.
So, well, I might as well do it now because it depends on what I roll now.
Oh, I'm
I've
talking
changed
about
it.
my mortal wound roll.
Oh,
not yours,
yeah,
but
yeah,
go for
okay.
it. Do yours.
So 6 dice.
Yep.
I grabbed 8 for some reason.
No,
And
well.
every 4 up is a mortal wound because I'm a monster.
Ooh,
2 mortal wounds.
2 mortal wounds, 2 dryads pop.
The Stonehorn, my boss, is plenty, and that's quite a good roll as well. So that gets him.
20 models on the
There.
objective.
And then that is 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 dice, forced to do a mortal wound. That is 4 mortal wounds on the Colonel Hunters.
Oh my, that takes 1 out. Not the news I needed.
No, they're 5 wounds.
Oh wait, they're 5
Yeah.
wounds. What am I talking about? Why did I get 4 in my head for those guys?
The Stonehorn Beast Rider. Oh, he's in. It's not a great roll though. Which means he's just going to go
We know.
like
We
that.
know.
And then he gets 5 dice, forced to do a mortal wound. Oh wow, that's 4 mortal wounds there.
Wow, okay, that takes him to 7 wounds.
And then these Mournfang doing
7
a
wounds
charge.
taken, that is.
10, which
Yeah, you good?
is enough to get them to like that. Not going to get a lot.
This
of them
could be
in.
a horrible turn for me.
And then that is then 10 dice, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and it's only on 6s now. Oh, dropped 1. Oh wow, that's 3 mortal wounds.
Onto the Tree Lord Ancient,
Yes, yeah.
Right, we need to just check on a few units that are within an inch. He charged outside of an inch. Was that intentional? I assume so, yeah?
Sure.
Sure. So
Thunder
that's him
Tusk.
on a 6.
Nope. The Frost Lord.
He's not within an inch.
Is he not? Oh, okay.
No. That's it.
Then it stomps. So the Stone
Tree Lord Ancient looking for a 4.
No.
Fails.
And Tree Lord Ancient.
Tree Lord Ancient here. No.
And
Come
Durthu.
on. Durthu, please do this. Oh no, that's the worst possible result for me.
That's not good.
Frost Lord into the Colonel Hunters, yeah?
Yeah, just everything into kind of. I'm assuming you're going to tangle thicket.
Oh my, yes.
Okay.
With less attacks bite,
Frost
but
Spear.
there's going to be less dudes stood there anyway.
Yeah.
If at all.
1 save at -1 rend.
1 save at -1 rend, so that is 1
5
5-up save,
rerollable.
rerollable.
Yeah.
Ah, make
So,
it.
The punches and kicks. 2 hits. No wounds. The antlers are 4s normally, but +2 because of my command trait and my mount trait. So 5 hits. 3s to wound. That is 3 saves at -2, so 3 6-up rerollables.
6-up rerollables. Got a feeling I need those 6s. Nope, all going through.
Yes, that's 12 damage there.
So that's the unit.
Yeah.
Wow. There we go, activating Dirthu. I've decided he's probably key to a later game than the 2 Tree Lord Ancients. Could be wrong, but we'll see. Yep. There we go then, 3 attacks hitting on 3s. Oh man, 2 going through. Could have done with all of those. And wounding on 2 going through, so -2 rend.
Let's go through.
2d6 damage, come on. 9. That is good. The impaling sword goes off, impaling talon goes off on the 3. I've got 6 wounds here. So that is 3s to wound. Wounds at -2 rend.
Goes through.
So it's an additional damage.
That's enough to kill him off.
Okay, so that feels like that was a wise move then.
Yep.
So the tree, you're activating against the Tree Lord Ancient. He only has 5 wounds left.
Yep. Okay, the Beast Rider onto the Tree Lord Ancient. The Punchers on 4s, the most powerful ogre weapon there is, which is just hitting things. 4s to wound. 2 saves at no rend.
2 saves, no rend, so this is 3 up. Both going through.
Just 1 damage.
Oh my, I didn't need that.
The Horns, 3 hits on the Horns, and then 3s to wound. That's 1 save at -2.
Goes through.
3 damage.
And that does him.
Nice.
Tree Lord Ancient against these Mournfang.
Yep.
Yes, got the name right. He's all good to go, so he has 1 attack with his Impaling Talon. Oh, doesn't get a 6, was hoping for that. And Impaling Talon's actually 2s to wound, so he wounds at -2 rend.
Goes through, so 1 damage.
That's 1 damage, then the Sweeping Blows, looking for 3s, and
Rerolling
the 1s. Oh, so 2 go through at the moment, 3s to wound. 1 wound at -1 rend.
Saved.
Saved it. Ah, that's not the news I needed. The Thunder Tusk.
Yep, the Punches and Kicks on 4s.
You're at -1 to hit.
So 5s. And then 4s to wound. 1 save, no rend, so 1 4 up now.
4 up save, yeah, with the woods. So, yeah, make that.
Okay, and then the Tusks hitting on 4s now. 2 hits and wounding on 2s. 2 saves at -1, so 2 5-ups.
2 5-ups. 1 goes through.
1 dead.
1 dead. 5 Dryads have to pile in within range onto the Mournfang. So this is 10 attacks hitting on 4s and 4s.
Yep.
Hitting on 4s. There's a wizard nearby, so re-rolling the 1s. Let's just kick out the non-4s, and there's a couple of re-rolls in there. None of them going through. And then wounding on 4s. 2 wounds.
4 up save. Saved them both.
Okay. Mournfang attacking back. 2 onto the Dryads. 2 onto the Tree Lord Ancient.
Yep, so onto the Dryads. The Gargant Hackers hitting on 4s. Wounding on 3s. 2 saves at -1, so 2 5-ups.
2 5-ups, because there's more than 10 in that unit. Both going through, I'm afraid.
That's 6 damage.
Oh my goodness me.
And the Bulls on 4s. Oh wow. And then 3s. Oh, that's better. 2 saves at -1 rend, so 2 5-ups.
Both going through.
Oh, so that's another 4 damage from that.
That is 12 damage. I think there is 1 model left in that unit.
Okay. And then the 2 onto the Ancient. 3 hits. 3 wounds. So 3
ups.
at -1, so
4 ups. So 1 going through.
So 3 damage there.
Taking him to 6 wounds in total.
And then the Bulls on 4s and 3s. 3 saves at -1.
3, 4 up saves. 2 going through.
So that's 4 damage there.
Oh my goodness, taking him to 10 wounds.
Yeah.
15 with the nymph. Hitting on 4s. No wizard nearby. Wounding on 4s. Okay. Not the best roll, but not the worst. Wounding on 4s. Just 2 wounds out of that entire round of attacks.
2 go through there.
Okay, and you are activating the Mornfang.
Yeah, he's piling in. His Gargant Hacker hits once. A missed. And the horns. Well, they all hit. And 1 save at -1 rend.
1 save at -1 rend.
Yep.
And that's a 3, so
goes through, so just
goes
1
through.
damage.
1 damage. Okay, Battle Shock. Dryad's gone. There was 1 left. I've got no command points.
Yep.
Wow, what a round.
Those Dryads are immune, and
they are, yeah.
I'm pretty much immune because of feeding.
Actually, what is the range of immunity on that one?
Wholly within 6.
So if I'd have actually removed backwards, I mean, I just took the whole unit off, but in theory, I could have a single Dryad there, couldn't I?
Yeah, do that if you want. Just put it in
why
mind.
not? I wasn't even thinking. I just removed them, thinking that was the end of the game. But I did have dudes back there, so
Yeah.
because I just didn't have the range to get into combat. Okay.
Okay.
Either way, what a turn! What a
Yeah.
turn! That feels quite catastrophic for me, but it's not a game about killing. It's a game about point scoring.
Yep.
I've still got a bit of mobility, not a lot, because you're completely surrounding the woods. Yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, I really need the roll off, without a doubt. You score 2 points, 20 models onto the central objective, and I'm utterly uncertain how I could remove that. He needed to be dead. He's not.
Yeah.
That's bad news for me in the worst possible way. Okay, let's go into roll off for turn 3.
Yep.
Before we go into the roll-off, we do need to determine the Starstrike. So on my side of the table, let's just bring up the deployment. And on my side of the table, it drops at 6, which is just right there.
Okay.
Okay, and over to you.
My side. Oh, 6 as well.
Yeah.
So, mirror of yours.
Here we go for the roll-off. I get a 6.
So you get to choose because
okay,
you went first.
To know how this has got to go. Here we go then into my hero phase. I've got a lot of limitations on what I can do here. Actually, I already know a forest won't fit in that space.
Yeah.
So that's going to do me very little good at the moment. I could use the ability to plant one here and put some dryads in. That might be the way to go.
He's already used his ability. You would have to cast a spell.
No, it was this one who used it for there.
You can only be used
no, it's a spell.
game.
You're right. It's only once per game, isn't it? No matter how many ancients you've got. Or at least that's how we're reading it. So we'd appreciate feedback that in the comments. It just says once per game you can select a model with this ability.
Yeah. Instead of this model once
this
per
model
game.
Once per game can do this. Yeah, this model can do this once per game. So we think no matter how many ancients you've got,
30 ancients,
you can still only use that ability once. Yeah. So I could go for the cast, drop some woods here, put some dryads in there.
Yeah.
Could be the way to go. Or alternatively,
you could teleport them through to there and then.
Well, you say that, but 9 inches, I think I'll struggle.
Wholly within 6 and then 9 inches away. So.
Yeah, it's within an inch and 9 inches
No,
away.
it's within an inch when you summon them.
When I summon them, you're right. You're absolutely right. So I could send them over there, or interestingly enough, yeah. Okay. Right, this is a tricky one. There's no easy route here. I've decided to go rather than do damage to have an option to be able to bring more bodies. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to bring some woods here.
Yep.
So this is the Tree Lord Ancient. Going off on an 8, so the trees go down at least.
And he heals D3 wounds.
And he heals D3 wounds from casting, so he takes 2 wounds, which takes him to 8 wounds. It's not a lot, but it's better than nothing. Okay, so the woods are there, and I've managed to get them just within 6 inch of the Tree Lord Ancient.
Yep.
Still within 12 inch of her, so she's going to go for
Dryads.
Rouse to Wrath. 3d6 on this, going off on an 8. So that's 10 more Dryads. There you go, all a little bit squashed at the end of the table, which is terrifying me because I'm bound to sweep all of that off the woods at some point. I was just thinking the Kurnoth Hunters could actually teleport. Do I send the Kurnoth Hunters over there?
You that's where the objective is.
I know, but that's also where the objective is.
Yeah.
I think 20 models, 10 models, you know. At least that way you have to march across the table.
Yep.
Okay, let's go into movement.
Well, you've got the Spice Swarm Hive to go on to them.
Of course, sorry, yeah. So, Revenant 1, which is this unit, no. Revenant 2, yes.
Yeah,
so
okay.
this unit here. Just in case you were wondering, there is no roused by magic because both of this one cast before the woods appeared, and that one cast after the woods appeared, but is at 6.5 inches from that wood.
Yeah.
So could not rouse the wood, unfortunately. Lol. Okay, so here we go. Tree Lord Ancient pops out of those woods and appears over here. He needs to be more than 9 inch from him, which he is. He's within 8 inch of the Spiteful Swarm.
Yep.
For a future turn, and within 6 inches of the woods there, giving me option to shoot at either of those two units.
Yep.
The Dryads over here.
They're summoned.
They're summoned.
They have to stay there.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking whether I do the teleporty thing.
Oh,
they don't have to stay. They can teleport. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Kurnoth Hunters.
Kurnoth Hunters. Yeah, I think that's it for the teleport moves. I was thinking about bringing these out of that combat. But I don't think it gained me anything unless they were to...
you have to do your tree rabs at the start as well. So,
of course.
Do you want to teleport one unit over here?
I've got a unit with a charge and a unit without a charge. Either way, that's only going to hold the objective for one turn, those guys.
Yep.
So I'm half tempted to try and look it out and send 5 into that unit to reduce it down. But I'd need a lot of Tree Lord ground shaking shot stomps to go off before these guys just simply don't get deleted.
Exactly. That's the thing, if you could get the stomps off, then it would be quite helpful.
Yeah, I haven't got any off this game. And the second Tree Revenant unit with the +3 inch charge has gone over there.
Yep.
No guarantee, but you know, got to try, haven't you?
Kurnoth Hunters?
Yeah. I don't know whether to try and just bring the Kurnoth Hunters over here. They can go through the woods. They could come here. They could go after those. I'm thinking if I can defend this objective and that objective and just accept the fact that with 20 models on there, I've lost that one. Unless Dirthu looks out. But I go from a guaranteed charge with the Kurnoth Hunters. That's the thing.
The only thing is if you leave him off the objective... he just moves over in my turn, charges and takes that objective being 10 bodies.
True.
So I'm just going to take that anyway.
Yeah.
And then I can leave one of my monsters.
Come on, Kurnoth Hunters. You need to earn your pay. Okay, the Dryads are going to stop in the woods because I can at least then rapture you.
Yep.
Which will be useful. I think I'm going to move her forward so she's within 6 inch of a wood.
Yep.
That would be a good idea. They can't move. I think that's it for movement, and we'll go into shooting, where I'm hoping for some better. In all of that, I forgot to move the Tree Lord. Let's bring him forward 5. He goes into there. I'll have to just rotate my dude a little bit. 7 inch charge, possibly.
Yep.
Would get me close enough. Let's get into shooting then. The Tree Lord Ancient is going to make an attack with his Doom Tendril Staff, but unfortunately he's on he's actually on 8 wounds, but for some reason I've rotated him to 10, so let's put him back to 8. He did heal.
Yep.
And at that, with the Doom Tendril Staff, I'm afraid he's hitting on a 5.
Rerolling ones?
Rerolling ones, come on. No, double one there.
2 or 1.
And then the Tree Lord goes with the 5 attacks from. Wow, dropped a dice on my foot. 5 attacks with Strangle Roots of 2s to hits, re-rolling 1s. All hit. And then 3s to wound. 4 wounds at -1 rend, doing 1 damage.
Okay, so 4 5 ups. 3 go through. 5 up to ignore. Ignore them.
Verdant Blast from Durthu hitting on 4s. 1 going through, wounding on 3. 1 wound at -1 rend.
Goes through.
D3 damage. 2 damage.
Okay.
Not enough. He needed to kill in shooting. Into the end of charge phase, let's just do 6 on mortal wounds. So we've got this unit here.
Yeah, Thunder Tusk.
No.
Okay.
And then ground shaking stomps.
Yep.
Ground shaking stomp from the Tree Lord. Goes off on a 6.
Nice.
And from Durthu, no, doesn't go off.
Okay.
I'll take that though. That's the one I wanted.
Yep.
So the mighty Kurnoth hunters into the big boss.
Yep.
The Huntsmaster hitting on 2s. All hit.
The rest on 3s.
And the rest on 3s. Yeah, 4 out of 6. That's not bad going. And then wounding on 3s. That is 5. I was going to say 6. 5 at -2 rend.
That's 5 going through, so 5d3.
5d3. Oh wow, so that's 3, 6, 10, 12 damage. On a 5 up ignore.
Ignored 3 of them.
So 9 wounds against him.
9 wounds.
But at command point, he's still attacking back at full strength, isn't he?
Yes.
Ow. Here we go, the Mournfang attacking Durthu.
Yep, he's Gargant Hacker. Hits. He wounds 1, so 1 save at -1 rend.
1 4-up save going through.
You get to reroll 1s, don't you, from the command
Oh, I
ability?
do get to reroll 1s. Come on.
Oh.
2.
That's 3 damage. And then the horns. Nothing.
Nothing. Wow. Okay, the Dryads, there's 7 Dryads in there activating back against you. They are. How many wounds is left on your big man, actually?
Oh, he's taken. Oh, what? Onto the big guy?
Yeah.
He's got 5 wounds left.
Oh, okay. Let's bracket the other guy down as much as possible then. Hitting on 3s this time because you are enraptured.
Yep.
Rerolling 1s. No, the wizard's nowhere nearby. Sorry. Yeah, that would have been nice. Okay. And then wounding on 4s. And there's a dice I didn't roll there, but that was good. That is 2, 4, 6 wounds.
Okay, 6 4-ups. 3 go through. So he's up to 5
up.
wounds
Ignore?
taken. No, he doesn't get that.
Oh, of course not. Yeah, he's not the big beastie, is he? And the Frost Sabers, or the Frost Wolves, as yours may be, activating.
Yeah, they hit on 4s, which is going to be 4 hits. And wounding on 3s. 3 saves at -1.
So 3 6-up saves.
You get to reroll 1 dice if you want.
Yeah, let's go for it. Nope.
Okay.
All of them gone?
No, they're just 1 damage each.
Oh, okay.
So I was
thought
going to
they were
leave
2 damage
you
each.
the banner and the boss, or the wave pipes and the boss.
the wave pipe actually. Let's have the
Wave pipe.
let's have the
boss.
teleport option just in case.
Cool.
Spirit of Durthu. Oh my goodness me. 3 attacks with the Verdant Sword, and he hits with all 3. Wounds on a 3. 1 wound at -2 rend.
Goes through.
Doing
D3.
D3 damage.
Oh!
3 damage.
He's got 1 wound left.
Hitting with the massive Impaling Talon.
Does.
5, and he does a wounds though. This is the problem now. I need a 3. I need a 4 actually.
Ugh.
Misses. I can't believe it. Durthu's just been neutered this game. Too many wounds too early. Oh my goodness.
Okay, the Frost Lord piling route. The Frost Spear is going to go onto the Dryads, and then everything else will go onto the Kernoth Hunters. So the Spear into the Dryads, -1 to hit, so hits on 4s. I miss. Oh, I should have mentioned as well, I'm spending my command point for him to fight on this top bracket.
Full bracket.
Yep.
Yeah.
The punches
That's
and
so
kicks.
powerful, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Especially when
one
he's
save.
so good at his top bracket, you know?
Yeah.
This is against the Dryads,
The
is it?
Kernoth Hunters.
Oh, the Kernoth
So
Hunters.
just a
Okay,
4-up.
so this is a 4-up.
So
Nope.
just 1 damage.
1 damage.
The Horns all hit. 3 saves. So 3 at -2, so 6 ups. So that's going to be 6 damage from that.
Okay, so that takes 1 off.
The Stomps.
And carries 2
Oh.
wounds over.
1 hit. 1 save at -1.
Takes it.
Okay. That's all of his attacks.
Okay. Next for me is the Tree Lord. Here we go then with the Tree Lord. He's on full health actually. So we've got the Impaling Talon, which is 3s to hit.
Yep.
And 2s to wound. So 3s re-rolling 1. Hits, 2s to wound. Wounds, -2 rend.
Goes through.
Okay, so that's
So
1
just
damage.
Yeah.
Then 4 attacks with the Sweeping Blows.
Okay.
Hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s. All going through. Wounding on 3s. All wounding at -1 rend.
Oh no! 2 go through.
2d6 damage.
Oh
3.
no!
Oh, I needed better than that.
2 go through.
And the Thundertusk attacking the Dryad. You are enraptured and you are also -1 to hit
yep.
because of the woods.
So the punchers hit on 5s
Okay.
and wound on 4s. 1 save, no rend.
So 1. I'm on +2 save. No, I'm not. There isn't 10 of them, so I'm on +1 save. So 1 4 up. Nope, going
So
through.
just 1 damage, and then the stomps. 3 hits. Oh. 2 saves, -1, so 2 5-ups.
2 5-ups. Ah, no.
4 damage.
5 of them dead. Right, the 2 Tree Revenants attacking back. Is this the sword or the big spiky pointed sticky dude?
The sticky dude.
Okay, okay. So that's the Protector Glaive.
Yep.
He's got 2 attacks with the Protector Glaive.
Yep.
And he's hitting on 4s. Do I need to roll this separately? Yes, I do because of the damage. So 2 attacks hitting on 4s. Not re-rolling
No,
ones.
did it on the side.
Fluffs that. The other Revenant fluffs his roll in a dramatic way.
No.
Here we go then. You've waited till the end.
Yep.
And now it's your chance.
The stone horn, the punches and kicks.
How many wounds you got left?
9.
9
No.
wounds left. I did a lot more damage than that.
7, 8, 9. Yeah, you only did 3 damage. 3 wounds, because I ignored one of them.
Oh, and 2d6,
Yep.
I did 3. 3 wounds.
3 wounds, no rend.
3 ups. And of course 2 go through.
Just 1 damage each, so 2 damage. The horns. 4s to hit, 3s to wound. 1 save at -2 rend. 2 saves, sorry, at -2 rend.
Can the Warhammer TV dice save me?
Reroll them once.
Reroll once. Come on, Warhammer TV.
So that's 1 save. Yeah, there was 2.
Oh, there was
Yeah.
the Warhammer
Just roll the
TV.
Warhammer
You're
TV.
gonna get-
Oh, it's another one! So that's 3 damage there.
Okay.
And then the stomps.
Yeah, that's 4 damage so far, is it?
Yep. 3 hits. 2 saves at -1, so 2 4-ups.
So just rolling the Warhammer
Just the
TV
Warhammer
dice.
TV.
Yeah, yeah. 1. No.
Re-rolling the
Re-roll
one.
No,
No, that one goes through. And
How
then
many
you've got
damage
1
is
more.
that? 1 more. Come on, Warhammer TV dice. No.
No, so that's 2d3. 3, 4, 5.
9 damage against him.
Yeah.
Oh my. Some games will not go your way.
No.
But we're, I'm still.
No.
No. Before we round up into Battle Shock, the 2 stomps from the Kernoth Hunters. So looking for 4s. That's 1 mortal wound.
It goes through.
Okay. Takes him down to how many wounds?
I think he's got 4 wounds left.
Right. The Dryads are immune to battle shock in there.
Yep.
The Revenants over there lost 3.
Yep.
And
Bravery
they are
6.
bravery 6.
You good?
I'm good. Okay. Just don't see how I can stop you in this game, particularly the fact that, you know, I was hoping that Dirthu would be free this turn. He's not. He's still tied in combat. I did consider retreating him, and I thought there's no way he can fail to kill one Mournfang, but he just did, didn't he?
Yeah.
And the fact I've only ever got off one ground-shaking stomp this game so far. Mind you, we're also only in turn 2. It just feels like we've done
now.
5 turns. Oh, did I forget to do the turn counter? Yeah. We're only in turn 3. Oh, don't even edit that out, Jack. Just leave that in. Yeah. Just leave it in.
Oh well, don't worry. Look on the bright side. You get 6 points.
I think the bright side is you get to probably remove me this turn. Yeah?
Yeah, that's the plan.
I don't see how you can not, but I do take 6 points.
Yeah.
But I don't see... You are definitely going to take 9 this turn.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. Possibly.
Actually, I don't know. I think I might struggle to take this one. Just because they're still there. So it's not like I can retreat onto the objective because you have more bodies.
You could just retreat that back, though, and tag it for 10 models. I mean, he's only up to... He's on 9 wounds. So it's not like he's a threat. You just send those guys in against him. Hey, I'm helping you with the game, but, you know, that's what I do.
Yeah.
Okay, Ogor Mawtribes, final turn.
Yep. Okay. My hero phase, I've got Everwinters to do. So over here on the Tree Lord on a 3 or less. No, he's good. On these guys on a 3 or less. Nope, so D3 mortal wounds. 2 mortal wounds. There you go. On the Kurnoth Hunters, a 3 or less.
That one thing sums up this entire game.
1 mortal wound on the Kurnoth Hunters.
Okay.
On the Dryads, nope. And on Dirthu. Yep, D3 mortal wounds on Dirthu.
2 mortal wounds.
Yeah,
that does him.
That's enough.
Wow.
That's all my hero face. So on to movements.
Here we go, Ogor Mawtribe's movement. Sorry, folks, for not keeping up with the turn counter there. That's me messing up, but, you know, I think you've got the general gist.
He's running. Oh, wait, actually, no, he's going to stay there now. They're all going to stay there. These are going to move to be 3 inches away. Hoorah. That's all my movements.
Straight into charge phase then, no shooting.
Yep, the dogs.
Got some shooting?
I do, but they're all
bothered.
just like forced to hit, and I'm just going to miss.
And you've got the game in this turn.
Yeah, we think so.
Yeah.
Dogs are in. They don't do mortal wounds on the charge though, because they're not ogres. But that is all my charges. So into
by
combat.
Dogs you mean frost sabers. So
yes.
really cats.
Yeah. They're very
and dogs.
canine cats.
Okay.
You've got a stomp.
Stomp over here on a 4-up. No.
And the 2 mortal wound things over here. So on the Thunder Tusk from the trees.
Yes.
Yeah. D3.
And on the is it D3? So one mortal wound.
Okay, and then on the Frost Lords.
No.
Okay.
Here we go.
Frost Lord attacking everything into the Kurnoth Hunters. The horns hit on 2s. I'm spending my command point to find my top black.
Yeah. I figured as much.
Win on 3s. That is 4 saves at -2 end. So 4 6-up reroll.
4 6-ups re-rolling. Wow. 3 1s and a 3.
Wow.
I'm just going to roll them again.
Hey!
3
so
going
that's
through.
9 damage.
Yep, that's gone. Activating the doomed 3 revenants.
Yep.
This is 12 attacks. Hitting on 4s, wounding on 4s.
Wounding on 3s.
Wounding on 3, sorry. So, am I re-rolling 1s now?
No.
Of course not. So, wounding on 3s. I think I took too many dice out there, but just the half.
Yeah, it's reroll 1 dice.
Well, you know, 3 wounds so far. Come on then, have that. Go on then, 4 wounds.
2 dogs die.
Take that. That's just enough to make no impact to the outcome of that whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm just going to activate the dogs right now.
Yeah, well, you've got no worries, have you?
All that really matters. The dogs hit on 4s. Okay. Wound on 3s. Ooh. 4 save at -1 rend, so 4 6-ups.
4 6-up saves. Nope.
Who'd you on left?
Just the boss.
Okay. Your activation?
Just worked out my tree lord is facing the wrong way, which is probably why he's been doing such a terrible time in that combat. But needless to say, Impaling Talon. No, I just wanted that 6. How many wounds has he taken? 9, so he's 3s to wound with the Impaling Talon. Yes, goes through.
Any rend?
-1 rend. No, -2 rend.
Okay, so it goes through. And it goes through, so 1 wound.
Okay, then 2 sweeping blows, hitting on 3s.
1 hit.
Wounding on 3s. 1 wound at -1 rend.
Goes through.
Doing d6 damage. Now's the time to roll a 6.
Ouch-a-rooney. 4 go through, so I take 5 damage in total. Putting me on 8 wounds.
Fighting back, because Jack can't be bothered moving the camera.
Yep. The punches and kicks on 4s. Hits with all of them. Wounds on 4s. That's 5 saves at no rend.
5 3-up saves. 2 go through. Damage.
Just 1, so he's got 1 wound left. The horns, hit on 4s. Wound on 3s. 2 saves at -2, 2 6-ups, reroll them once.
Well, he's gone anyway.
Okay.
Okay. Wowzers.
Yep.
The 2 dryads actually put the attacks onto your boss after pile in.
Yep.
Hitting on 4s.
Yep.
All hit. Wounding on 4s, your luck then. 2 wounds.
Saved him.
Oh, come on. Okay, going into Battle Shock, that puts you, well...
I get 9 points there.
9 points,
Oh,
and
everything.
you're still all over the table. I mean, the truth is, I could do some damage, but I can't win the game.
It's just my monsters
Just
counting as 10
monsters
models, so I've got
counting
like
10.
a monster.
It's 20 models over
Like,
there.
the only thing you
10
can do
models
is...
there, 8 models there.
Yeah, exactly. The only thing you can do is just start throwing dryads, and the thing is, the dryads just die.
Well, and you've camped on the wood, so I've lost a lot of my portability. It was a pretty tight table, and we thought it'd be interesting to see what it's like to play on a tight table, because last time I just went free reign with the forest. I think I managed to get 5 down.
Yep.
But no, I'm going to have to call it a that, Jack. That was a
Yep.
solid game, man. Beastclaw Raiders.
They
They've
just
still got
charged
something,
forward.
but... you know, I definitely think that was it's just a tough game. Just nothing seemed to go my way. Things like, let's face it, Durfu died to a single Mornfang after sitting in combat with him for 2 rounds.
Pretty much.
The stuff that shouldn't happen did happen.
Yeah. I mean,
but
it's
that's the way it goes. That's the way it goes sometimes.
That's the thing.
I had a stomping game with him last time. I have to say, I miss Alariel, though.
Yeah, she does seem to bring
It's either Alariel or more Kurnoth Hunters. I've got a box of Kurnoth Hunters on order. I think I'm probably going to convert the bow ones to sword as well.
6 sides,
Just
6 swords.
6 swords. Because the problem is having the ability to summon Kurnoth Hunters back is great until you've got a unit of 3, and then they just risk getting wiped off the table, and then you can't replenish them. And you've put points into being able to replenish units that you can't replenish. So it's quite frustrating.
And I think the Tree Lord Ancients is just such a heavy tax, because they're almost like you have to include them.
1 cast wizard.
But they're just 1 cast at like 260
And that was,
points.
I really felt it in the hero phase when we got down and I lost the Tree Lord Ancient, and you go, damn, I've only got 2 spells.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I've got a Branch Rich and a...
And whilst they are survivable, they're just not great in combat because they bracket so easily, and then they're like D6
they
damage.
super bracket down super
and it's
quick.
like 3s and 3s, so you normally only get 1 through, and then it normally just
But,
gets
you know,
saved.
it's solid play, dominated the field. You know, I think you looked out a little bit where some of the, you know, in many respects, that one over there, you know, it would have been great if it was further on and I could have held it for a couple of turns, but it was right in front of your remaining dog.
They
unit.
knew, they could smell it.
Yeah. So it's just the way it goes, isn't it, sometimes?
The monsters
But,
counting as 10 models is just quite nasty.
that should be universal, I think.
Yeah.
I think it just needs to be a universal
The
rule.
fact that only ogres
personally.
get it and then their monsters are just
I
so
kind of get it.
powerful.
It's what the argument on that is. It's their special thing. You
It's
know,
an ogre thing.
it's the thing. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Because they don't really
Ogres,
have
that-
troops.
Yeah.
You know, they don't have mass troops
the
to
only
count as
thing
objectives.
they have
but
really is Noblars,
but you know, I think it to me it feels like it more should be you know, even if it's toned down on as a general rule, so all monsters count as 6 or something,
Yeah.
or 8 or something.
or
and,
if it's just wounds.
you know,
Monsters count for their wounds
yeah,
remaining.
we've talked about
Because
that
then
as a
it's
mechanic.
like then it still like takes effect you damaging the woods.
Yeah, but you know, and then do you go to wounds remaining? And if it's wounds remaining, there's a lot of calculation to be done on table when you're playing. And I don't think anybody wants to see that kind of complexity creeping back into the
Yeah.
game. It's fun that it's simple. It just feels that monsters in an objective-based game, monsters really, really struggle.
I think
Except for these guys. Just
Yeah.
counting as 10,
Yeah.
you drop 2 on and you go, there's 20 models.
that's the thing, especially with that tribe being able to fight with him unbracketed. It's
Yeah.
quite nasty.
I was just checking I was recording still because we've had a couple of those tonight. It's not been my night. Okay, I think we just need to flip the table.
Yep.
So just like that.
Quite
Probably
literally.
flip the table.
Yep.
I'm going to storm off. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yep.
Right, let's round up the points and we'll close off the game. Well, we hope you enjoyed it. I know it's been a short one. It's been a late night for us as well. So, but we needed to try and get one recorded this week. We did a lot over the weekend. I said at the start of this battle report in terms of refurb into the studio. And we thought we'd squeeze a quick game in because we've been trying to get a game a week out.
Yep.
And we didn't want to miss it. But I think definitely from my perspective, it was, it's a short game. And ideally, we like to see them a little bit more balanced towards the end. We've had a couple of games recently that have tipped the balance quite quickly.
Yep.
And it's just felt like as an opponent, you've nothing to do, nothing you can do about it sort of thing. But even so, I hope you've enjoyed seeing Ogor Mawtribes. And let's face it, it's first time on the new format battle reports and they got a win. So
Yeah.
no harm in that,
Woo.
is there? And I think I've racked up a few wins with the Sylvaneth to know that I can win with these guys.
Yeah,
There needs to be a little bit of a redress, but in terms of the units I've got.
Cool.
Right, well, thank you very much for joining us. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you want to support us in what we do, you can always go over to wargameronline.com where you can become a premium member for $2.99. That's less than a cup of coffee. Do you remember when you could go out and buy coffee? Because we don't. Have a good night, stay safe, and we'll see you again at the next one.
See ya.
Bye.